Okay, we're back. Grim Nasty TV. So, in this video, I explain to you some things that can allow you to get very close to breaking open the pineal gland within 24 to 48 hours. Very possible, all right? Now, what's happening here is what this Kundalini thing is showing you is how to fly, basically, how to be like a super being. There's a channel that goes from the beginning to the end, and both need to be stimulated. And the root chakra is the launch pad. The root chakra varies from the third sphincter all the way down to on the man, the prostate, to the third sphincter. The woman has a sphincter the same way, and to turn the launch pad on, this whole thing has to be stimulated. So you gotta be creative with that. I mean, obviously, not telling people to go sleep with other men, but there is a such thing as prostate milking and stuff like that that allow this simulation to occur. This sensation of euphoria is what you're looking for. That allows you to know that it's actually on. So what I'll be implicating is that you would be getting off and stimulating in the same way that this one is on. And once it's on, it stays on. And this one here, once it's on, it stays on. So it's never supposed to stop. It's euphoric feeling that essentially comes up to the pineal gland and creates this euphoric, same thing that ecstasy does. So ecstasy, mushrooms, acid, marijuana, all these things trigger a certain sensation if done in moderation, can simulate the euphoric sensation that comes from the maker, that we would experience the same pleasure as she does. And she allows us to have fun, and just like she does. And we can manifest things just the same way she does. And we're not more powerful, obviously, as a level of responsibility that comes with this. But let me just go ahead and explain this 24 or 48 hours thing. There's a series of daily glue that comes and hits every day, whether it's the chemtrails, the food that contains proteins, starches, and then you got fluoride. Once you get down in here, it's easy to manipulate this area, but once you get down in here, it always switches to one eye, and I call that the Gadriel layer that you got to get through. Because as soon as it's not staying with one eye, it just chooses one, and then it's just like, I remember who did this to you, and it's like, fuck, wow, what the hell? And you're going through some shit when you're getting through this one. But I learned how to get to the center of this Tootsie Roll Pop. Basically, once you get down here, you're gonna use coconut oil. Otherwise, you're gonna be staring in the sun for hours trying to get down to this layer. You'll be outside forever. But if you use coconut oil, every step of the way, when you take breaks and stuff, just keep coconut oil on the eyes. It'll just tear through all this, and you're gonna feel this, but you'll get through this. All right. So when you do, you get to this part, and the sun literally is just gonna start beaming into the back of your head, wearing all this thin, and it's gonna try to wear this thin. But since this isn't thin, you're going to need some years and years to make that thin. But then since yours is not thin, you're going to just start hitting it with turpentine. Once you get to the center of this Tootsie Roll thing, you're going to hit turpentine 3 times. You're going to put drops in there at least 3 times, all right? And that's what I learned, is that's what loosens this trigger right here. Once this all dissolves away and gets mushy, you've only got a short period of window to try to send that trigger up and hit this bank right here so you can blow it open. Because when this is dissolving, you still got a significant amount on it. But mine is so thin that I can just get through this. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm spending a lot of time figuring out what is what before I just go and just haphazardly just pour stuff in and do all this stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let's just spend a day messing with coconut oil and let's see what coconut oil does by itself. And let's spend one day doing turpentine and let's see what turpentine does by itself. And let's spend one day of sun gazing and see what sun gazing does by itself. The way they got everything in here, they're spraying things. You almost need to consistently sun gaze from the time that the sun comes up and the sun goes down. So the day, for those who stand long, a new day will dawn and the trees will echo with laughter, like they said in that fucking Led Zeppelin song. So there's a girl out there with flowers in her hair, love in her eyes, and then she goes away and he might be sinking. They tell you that these motherfuckers are sunk in the floor. Get out, people. They're just a bunch of fucking robots in here. All right, so another thing they don't tell you is that this whole witch thing is something they're afraid of, because their cone only goes so high, and your cone is going to be touching the sun. You understand? Is that when this whole grid goes off, is that the divine feminine is going to come out, and everyone's going to see her. So that's the beautiful thing, is the survivors, the people that sun gaze, you're going to be walking side by side with her. She's going to be walking around in here when that 5G happens, because the whole grid is just going to shut off. And then everyone's going to start waking up. But that's if 5G doesn't grab you and take you into another phase where you can't see these daywalkers. But I tell you, there's a whole lot I want to say to you, and I'm just rambling right now at this point. But if you listen to all of it and rewind this, you're going to get a lot of information, because I got so much to tell you. This Mason symbol is really her eye. She's the one that has the eye. He copied it. And I'm sorry, but it's hers. When these spears come down and you get past this layer here, all you're going to see is her eyes around the sun. She's just watching you like, okay, you're finna come in. See what I'm saying? So that's all I see pretty much, like every day at this point, is she shows up and she's in the sky like the Jungle Woman on Max. Those are the eyes of Jungle Queen. All right, so and then when you get this, you're literally, when this gets thin to see stuff and this gets here, you're pretty much like 33rd degree Mason without the rituals. So you don't know the handshakes, and you don't know all this throw salt over your shoulder, but none of that meant anything. They said everybody was a fool in here for nonsensical nonsense and thievery of fourth dimensional superpowers that was designed and disguised as witchcraft. And the guy doesn't have any flesh to create any tangible anything. He's just stealing everything. So at this point, you're almost an 8. You're almost out. She shows up, and you'll know everything at that point. And it's unfortunate that once you get past this, if you do this in 24, 48 hours, like I'm showing you, you're going to have a lot of epiphanies. You might even have like a lot of mind fuck, like meltdowns. Like you might start seeing shit everywhere, and there's faces in the tree. So it's funny that it took me 8 years to get here, because this is technically the fiction new year, and I went 8 years to become just about become an 8 this year, to be a 42. It's way too mathematically precise, and it all happened by a matter of chance. So she says that something's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. So all the people that are worried, when are you going to do this and when all this, don't worry about it.